Hello ASVAB warriors, welcome to your Arithmetic Reasoning class. This is your Arithmetic Reasoning coach Shubham, and today we are going to solve a sample paper of the Arithmetic Reasoning from ASVAB. Now without wasting a time, let's move on to our first question. Now the first question says, if a hexahedral die is rolled 2 times, what's the probability of not rolling 5 both the times? Now we are rolling a hexahedral die 2 times, and what is the probability of not rolling 5 both the times? Now first, before calculating the probability of not rolling 5, we will calculate what is the probability of rolling 5 if the die is rolled 1 time. Then what will be the probability? It will be 1/6. 1/6 will be the probability of rolling 5. Then what will be the probability of not rolling 5? It will be 1 minus 1/6. What will be it? 6 1s are 6, minus 1 is 5 by 6. So the probability of not rolling 5 if the die is rolled 1 time will be 5/6. But the die is rolled 2 times. So what will be probability? It will be 5 by 6 into 5 by 6. What will be it? 25 by 36. So the probability of not rolling 5 2 times or both the times will be 25 by 36. So option D will be correct answer. Now let us move on to our next question. Now second question is, Jack loaned Bob $1,500 at an annual interest rate of 7%. After 1 year, how much will Bob owe Jack? Now this is the question from the topic simple interest. We need to calculate what will be the simple interest if Jack has loaned Bob $1,500. Now we will write down first the given data. What is given in the question? Now the first thing given is $1,500. What is this? This is the amount lent by Jack to Bob. It will be called as principal amount. We will call it principal amount, which is nothing but $1,500. Now what else is given? At an annual interest rate of 7%. Now the interest rate is given. We will call it rate of interest or rate, which is 7% per annum. Now after 1 year, how much will Bob owe Jack? After 1 year means the time period is given. The time period for which Jack loaned Bob. The time period is given as 1 year. What is the formula for simple interest? The formula for simple interest is P into N into R by 100. What is P in this? P is the principal amount, N is the number of year for which the interest needs to be calculated, and R is the rate of interest, and 100 is the percentages. So P will be in this case $1,500, and N is the number of year for which the amount is lent, which is 1 year. So 1, and rate of interest is obviously 7%, and 100 as it is. We just need to solve this. So these 2 zeros will get cancelled out with these 2 zeros. 15 into 1 is 15, and 15 into 7 is 105. So the interest amount for the period of 1 year will be 105. The interest amount will be $105. But we need to calculate how much will Bob owe Jack. Now he will owe the principal amount as well as the interest amount. Now the total amount will be principal amount, which is $1,500 plus $105 of interest amount. So the total will be $1,605 or $1,605. Which option is correct? Option C is the correct answer. I hope you understood this question. Now let us move on to the next question. Now what does the next question says? It says a 2-ton truck is taxed at a rate of $0.12 per pound how much is the total tax bill. Now what is given in the question? There is a truck of 2-ton capacity and the rate of the tax is $0.12 per pound. Now here the tax is given per pound and the capacity of the truck is given in the tons. Now we need to convert these 2 tons into the pounds. But we know that 1 ton is equivalent to 2000 pounds, right? 1 ton is equivalent to 2000 pounds. Then obviously 2 ton will be equivalent to 2 tons will be equivalent to 4000 pounds, right? And the tax per pound is $0.12. Now the question is of simple multiplication. We just need to multiply this 4000 pounds with $0.12, which is tax rate. 12 fours are 48. These 3 zeros as it is. How to do the multiplication when the decimal are concerned? We just need to calculate the digits after the decimal point. In this case, which are 1, 2. There are 2 digits after the decimal point. So we'll give the decimal point after 2 digits from the right hand side. 1, 2. The decimal point will come here. There is no value of these 2 zeros after the decimal point. So our answer will be $480. So the total tax will be $480. Hence the option A is the correct answer. I hope you understood this question as well. Now let us move on to our next question. So the next question is from we can say mathematics. It says A into B is 10 and A square plus B square. This one is A square plus B square. The value of A square plus B square is given as 30. Now solve for y in the equation y is equal to A plus B whole square. Now we have been given an equation which is y is equal to A plus B whole square and these two values are given. We need to solve it for y. Now what will be the expansion for this one? A plus B whole square. It is obviously, as we all know, basic identity, A square plus B square plus 2AB. Correct? Now the values for A square plus B square is given, which is 30, and value for AB is given as well, which is 10. We will simply put in the values of A plus B whole square and AB in this equation. What is A square plus B square? It is 30 plus 2 times A into B is 10. Solve it. 30 plus 2 into 10 is 20. 30 plus 20 is 50. This is the value of y as we are solving for y. Which option is correct? Option C is the correct answer. I hope you understood this question. It is a very easy question from the mathematics. Now let us move on to the next question. Now the next question says a half pint of cream is what part of gallon? A half pint of cream is what part of gallon? Now we all know the 8 pints make up a gallon. 8 pints are equivalent to 1 gallon. Now if we divide these 8 pints into half, how many pints will be there? There will be 16 pints, right? We are dividing each pints into half, like 1 and half. Then there will be 16 half pints in 1 gallon, right? These are 16 half pints. There will be 16 half pints in 1 gallon. And what do we need to calculate? A half pint of a cream is which part of gallon? We will divide this 1 gallon by 16, then we will get the value of 1 half pint. This 16 will come to this side. It will be 1/16 of a gallon. Correct? So 1 half pint will be equivalent to 1/16 of a gallon. So option C will be correct answer. This is a simple question of conversion. Moving on to the next question. The next question says, the cost of protein bar is increased from $2.5 to $2.8. The price of a protein bar is increased from $2.5 to $2.8. The percentage increase to the $2.8 rate was how much? We need to calculate the percentage increase. There was increment of 30 cents in the price of a protein bar. Then what is the percentage increase we need to calculate? Now first we will calculate in the dollars term. What was the increment of the protein bar price in the dollars term? Now the price was increased from $2.5 to $2.8. So the increment in terms of the dollar will be $0.30, right? 2.80 minus 2.5 is $0.30 or 30 cents you can say. Now what is the percentage increase? As we all know, the percentage increase is always calculated on the base price or the initial price. What was the initial price in this case? It was $2.5. So obviously the percentage increase will be calculated on the $2.5. So the price was increased by $0.30 on the price of $2.50. Then what will be the percentage increase? So we will multiply it by 100. This is the rule to calculate the percentage. Now how to get rid of these decimal points? We will multiply. Now these two zeros, like the zeros after the decimal point have no values. Like 0 after 0 in the right hand side after the decimal point have no values. So we can get rid of these two zeros. And we will multiply the numerator by 10 and denominator by 10 as well. What will we get? 3 by 25, right? 0.3 into 10 is 3 and 2.5 into 10 is 25 into 100. Now this is very easy to solve. 25 4s are 100 and 4 into 3 is 12. What is this? This is the percentage increase in the price of protein bar, which is 12%. So which option is correct? Option D is the correct answer. Now moving on to the next question. Our next question is, an aircraft flies over Buntok Air Force Base at 10:20 am and at 10:32 am. The plane passes over Seaside Naval Air Force Station 120 miles away. How fast is the aircraft traveling? Now from 10:20 to 10:30, the aircraft flies from the Buntok Air Force Base to the Seaside Naval Air Station. Now from 10:20 am to 10:32 am. How much time is this? It is 12 minutes. Right? In 12 minutes, it covers how much distance? The distance is given as 120 miles. In 12 minutes, it is covering 120 miles. Now we need to convert this 12 minutes into hours. What will be 12 minutes in hours term? It will be 12 by 60, or we can say 1 by 5 hour, or 1/5 of an hour. Now to cover the 120 miles of distance, it took 1/5 of an hour. Then what was the speed of the aircraft? We know the formula for the speed. The speed is distance upon time. What is the distance in this case? 120 miles. And what was the time taken to cover this distance? It was 1/5 of an hour. How to solve this? It is nothing but 120 divided by 1 by 5. Now to convert this division sign into the multiplication sign, 120 into, we are converting this division sign into multiplication sign. So we will take the reciprocal of the number next to it. It will be 5 by 1. So 120 into 5 is 600. And what will be the unit? It will be miles per hour. So option C will be correct answer. Now let us move on to our next question. Now the next question says, last year Margot grew 50 bushels of corn in her backyard. This year the yield has increased by 8%, how many bushels of corn did Margot grow this year? Now we need to calculate how many bushels of corn did Margot grow this year. Now last year she grew 50 bushels of corn, right? Last year she grew 50 bushels of corn, and this year the yield has increased by 8%. We need to calculate the increment of 8%, and after the increment of 8%, what will be the new number? So first we will calculate the 8% of 50. What will be 8% of 50? It is 8 by 100 into 50, right? So 50 ones are 50, 52s are 100, 8 by 2 is nothing but 4. Then there will be increment of 4 bushels, and originally there was, or last year there was 50 bushels of crop. So 50 plus 4. This year she will grow 54 bushels of corn. So option D will be correct answer. Now moving on to the next question. Our next question says, Junior has saved money in his piggy bank over the winter. He wants to buy a $30 computer game. If he has 14 $1 bills, 16 half-dollar bills, 12 quarters, 8 dimes, 25 nickels and 10 pennies, how much more does he need to borrow from dad to buy the game? Now, the junior has a piggy bank, and in which he has 14 $1 bill, 16 half-dollar bills, 12 quarters, 8 dimes, 25 nickels and 10 pennies. Now, we will first calculate how much this is worth of in dollars term. So, he has 14 $1 bills. So 14 $1 bills will be equivalent to $14, correct? Then 16 half-dollar bills, 16 half-dollar bills. Then it will be equivalent to $8. Then 12 quarters. So 12 quarters. Now we know that 1 quarter is equivalent to how much? 25 cents. So we will multiply 12 by 25. You will get 12 5s are 60, carry 6, 12 2s are 24, plus 6, 300. So 300 cents, or we can say it is $3. Then 8 dimes are there. 8 dimes are there. We know 1 dime is equivalent to 10 cents. So this will be 80 cents or $0.8. Again he has 25 nickels. 25 nickels. 1 nickel is equivalent to 5 cents. So 25 nickels will be equivalent to 125 cents or $1.25. And what else is remaining? 10 pennies. So obviously 10 pennies are equivalent to 10 cents or $0.1. Now we'll add these up, and what do we get? We'll calculate $14 plus $8 plus $3 plus $0.8, $1.25 and $0.1. Now we'll add these up. So 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, carry 1. Again 4 plus 8 is 12, plus 3 15, plus 1 16, plus 1 17, carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So the junior has $27.15 in his piggy bank. Now the computer game costs $30. The cost of the computer game is $30. So how much more he will need? He will need 30 minus 30.00 is nothing but 30. So 30 minus 27.15. How much is this? 10 minus 5 is 5. Again 10 minus 2 is 8. Decimal point. 10 minus 8 is 2. And 3 minus 3 0. So he will need $2.85 more. So he will need to borrow it from his dad. So option B will be the correct answer. I hope you understood this question. Now let us move on to our next question. So So our next question is, Debbie receives a weekly salary of $80 plus a 5% commission on any sales during the week. During the week she has $800 in total sales. What's the ratio of her commission to her salary? Now Debbie receives a weekly salary of $80 plus she receives 5% commission on any sales she is gonna make. Now we will first calculate how much commission she made in this week. In this particular week, she made a sale of $800. So we will calculate what is our commission, which is 5%. So we will calculate 5% of 800. How to do that? 5 over 100 multiplied by $800, which is the total sales amount. So these two zeros will get cancelled out and 5 8s are 40. So Debbie is gonna make $40 in commission, and obviously our weekly salary is $80. What do we need to find out? We need to find out what's the ratio of her commission to her salary. What is the ratio of her commission to her salary? So her commission is $40 and her salary is, weekly salary is $80. When we reduce this fraction, we will get 1 by 2. 40 ones are 40, 42s are 80. So 1 by 2 will be our answer. So option D will be correct. Let's move on to our next question. The question says, how many quart cans can be filled from a 25-gallon bucket of paint? This is very easy question. As we know, 1 gallon is equivalent to 4 quarts, right? Then we can say that 1 gallon of paint, with 1 gallon of paint we can fill 4 quart cans, and we have total 25 gallon of paint. With 25 gallons of paint we can fill 25 times 4, which is 100 quart cans, right? So option C will be correct answer for this particular question. Let's move on to next question quickly. So our next question says, if a crew of 4 people can paint the barn in 3 days, how long will it take a crew of 2 people? Now 4 people can paint the barn in 3 days. So we'll write it down. 4 people can paint the barn in 3 days. So 4 people are taking 3 days. Now the how many time does the crew of 2 people will take to paint the same barn? Now we have 2 people. We need to calculate how many days they will take to paint the barn. Now in this case, in the first case, 4 people are taking 3 days. It means that when we multiply this 4 into 3, we get 12. What is this? These are the man days. So to paint that barn or to complete the task, they will require 12 man days. Now if we have only 2 people, then how many days they are gonna take? So we need to simply divide these 12 by 2. If we divide this 12 by 2, we will get 6 days as our answer. So the crew of 2 people will take 6 days to complete the same task. So option D will be correct answer for this question. Now let us move on to our next question. Our next question says, Brian works for 5 hours and is paid $25. Christina works for 3 hours and is paid $10.95. How much more per hour does Brian makes than Christina? Now in this case, we need to calculate how much Brian is making per hour and how much Christina is making per hour, and then we will compare both. Now first we will take the case of Brian. So Brian is making $24 for the 5 hours. He is working for 5 hours and he is getting paid $24. So how much per hour he is making? We will divide 24 by 5. How much will we get? 5 4s are 20. Decimal point, 4 balance. So 5 8s are 40. So Brian is making $4.8 per hour. Now we'll calculate how much Christina is making per hour. In total, Christina is making $10.95 and she is working for 3 hours, right? So per hour she is making 10.95 divided by 3. How much will it be? 3 3s are 10, balance 1. 3 6s are 18, balance 1. 3 5s are 50. So Christina is making $3.65 per hour and Brian is making $4.8 per hour. Now what is the difference between them? 4.8 minus 3.65. We can put a 0 after decimal point on the right hand side. It does not make any difference, right? So 10 minus 5 is 5. 8 minus 7 is 1. Decimal point as it is. 4 minus 3 is 1. So here we can say the Brian is making $1.15 more than Christina. So option A will be correct answer for this question. Now let us move on to next question. So our next question says Margaret is getting married and must be ready by 11:15 a.m. If it's now 8:30 a.m., how much time does she have to get ready? Now she is getting married at 11:15 a.m. and the time now is 8:30 a.m. We need to calculate what is the difference or how much time she has got to get ready. 8:30 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. Now if we add up 1 hour, we will get 9:30. Again 9:30 to 10:30 will be another hour. Then what is 10:30 to 11? If we go to 11 o'clock, 11 a.m., we need to add up 30 minutes more or half an hour. 30 minutes or half an hour. And remaining 15 minutes. Again we are adding up 15 minutes. So we reach to 11:15 a.m. Now in total how much time she is gonna get? 1 plus 1 is 2 hours and 30 plus 15 minutes are 45 minutes. So she is gonna get 2 hours and 45 minutes. Now if you want to convert this 45 minutes to into hours, how much will it be? We need to take 45 minutes by 60. In 1 hour there are total 60 minutes, so we will divide this by 60. If we reduce this, we can divide both the terms by 15. So 15 3s are 45 and 15 4s are 60. So 45 minutes will be equivalent to 3/4 of an hour. So in total she is gonna get 2 hours and 45 minutes are equivalent to 3.5 hours. So we can say she is gonna get 2 and 3/4 of an hour. So which option will be correct? So option C will be correct. Now moving on to our next question. Our next question says an accounting firm employee is asked to shred 900 documents. If he can shred the documents at a rate of 7 per minute, the number of documents remaining after 1.5 hours of shredding. This one is 1.5 hours of shredding. Now we know that the employee can shred 7 documents per minute. After 1.5 hours, how many documents are remaining? So first we will calculate in 1.5 hours how many documents have been shredded. So we will take 1.5 hours and we will convert it into minutes. So we know that 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes and half an hour will be equivalent to 30 minutes. So 60 plus 30 will be 90 minutes. So first we will calculate how many documents have been shredded after 90 minutes. How to do that? We will simply multiply 90 by 7, which is the rate at which the shredding is going on. So 90 into 7 will be 9 6 are 63 and this 0 as it is. So after 1.5 hours, 630 documents will be shredded out of 900 documents. So how many remaining? It will be 900 minus 630. How much will it be? 0 minus 0 is 0. 10 minus 3 is 7 and 9 minus 7 is 2. So 270 documents will be remaining after 1.5 hours of shredding. So option C will be correct answer for this particular question. Let us move on to our next question. So our next question says a home stereo depreciates by 20% each year. What's the value of a stereo purchased new for $1,200 after 2 years? So there is a stereo which was purchased at $1,200 of the price and it depreciates by 20% each year. Now if we assume that the value of the stereo was 100%, which was 1200. Now after 20 years, after 1 year, the value of the stereo will depreciate by 20%. Depreciate by 20% means only 80% of the value will be remaining after 1 year. Right? So the 80% of the original price. So we will first calculate what will be the new value after 1 year. How to do that? It will be 80% of 1200. So 80 by 100 into 1200. These two zeros will get cancelled with these two zeros and 12 8s are 96. So 96 and this 0 as it is. So the value of the stereo after 1 year will be 960. Now again it will depreciate by 20%. It means after 1 year the value will be 960 and after 2 years it will depreciate again by 20%. So the value will remain 80% of this value after 2 years. So again we will need to calculate the 80% of 960. How to do that? Again 960 into 80%, that is 80 by 100. This 0 will get cancelled out with this 0 and this 0 will get cancelled out with this 0. So 96 into 8. 8 6 are 48, carry 4. 8 9s are 72 plus 4 is 76. So the value of the stereo after 2 years will remain $768. So option A will be correct answer for this question. Now let us move on to our next question. So our next question says Janet's old pickup truck can only reach a speed of 45 miles per hour. If she drives at a top speed, how long will it take her to reach a city 135 miles away? Now this is the question of speed and time. Distance, speed and time. Now we have been given that there is Janet's old pickup truck which can reach to the maximum speed of 45 miles per hour. So we'll write down speed. Speed is equal to 45 miles per hour. And we have been given that she needs to reach a city which is 135 miles away. What is this? This is distance. Distance is given as 135 miles. And we need to calculate the time she will take to reach this city. Now how to do that? We know that the formula for the speed is distance upon time. Now we will put up these values in this equation. Speed is 45 miles per hour. Distance is 135 miles. And what will be time? So we will consider time as t. Now to solve this question, this t is so the t is in the division in the right hand side. So it will come to left hand side and it will become multiplication. So 45 into t is equal to 135. So t will be equal to 135 divided by 45. So 45 goes into division when coming to the right hand side. So t will be equal to 135 divided by 45, which is 3 hours. So time will be 3 hours. So Janet will take 3 hours to reach the city which is 135 miles away. So option A will be correct answer for this question. Now moving on to our next question. So our next question says a blouse normally costs $18.50. How much money is saved if the blouse is purchased at 20% discount? So the price of the blouse is $18.50 and if it is purchased at 20% discount, how much will be the new cost. So again, like in the previous question we have seen, if this price is considered to be 100% and we are getting 20% discount, so what will be the new price? 100% minus 20%, it will be 80%. So we will be getting this blouse at 80% of the original price only. Now we need to calculate 80% of $18.50. So 80% is 80 by 100 into 18.5. So this 0 will get cancelled out with this 0 and we will multiply 8 into 18.5. So 8 5s are 40, carry 4, 8 8s are 64 plus 4, 68, carry 6, 8 1s are 8 plus 6, 1480 and decimal point after 120. So this 0 will get cancelled and 10 as it is. 148 by 10, which is nothing but $14.8. So the new price of the blouse will be $14.8. So option B will be correct answer. So that was it for the today's video. In this video we have solved some questions from the arithmetic reasoning. We will be coming up with the part 2 of this video as well. And if you have any doubts regarding these questions, you can always ask in the comment section below. And do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and do not forget to hit that bell icon. Thank you so much. This is your reasoning coach Shubham signing off. Thank you.